This episode is brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Do you ever think about switching insurance companies to see if you could save some cash? Progressive makes it easy. Just drop in some details about yourself and see if you're eligible to save money when you bundle your home and auto policies. The process only takes minutes, and it could mean hundreds more in your pocket. Visit Progressive.com after this episode to see if you could save. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Potential savings will vary. Not available in all states.
Yay Media Group.
Hey guys, it's Stephanie.
I'm Trey.
This is your weekly dose of BS.
I have great news to report. I have read most of my book.
How in the world could you not read that little dinky book in a week?
Well, because here's the thing. So it sat on my counter until about Sunday, and I just looked at it, and I was like, I'm going to get to that. I haven't read a book since probably 7th grade.
I can believe it.
It's a lost art. It's a lost art. But I have read the book. Oh, I've read most of the book, and here is my takeaway so far.
First of all, for those of you who did not listen last week, the book is called The Richest Man in Babylon. And Travis has been trying to get me to read this book for probably years. And last week he came on and he gave me this book. It was a signed copy by him, not the author. The author's dead. But I will tell you, I think actually this is one of the nicest gifts anyone's ever given me. Why?
Because it just, when you read it, it's so simple, and the principles are just so, like, it just makes sense, but you're like, why don't we all do this? And so it's called The Richest Man in Babylon. And I've bought this book. I bought 3 more copies to give to other people.
Shut up. You actually like it?
No, I actually like it.
Oh.
Because, and it's totally reframed the way I think about money. But it's called The Richest Man in Babylon because if you go back, money really started in Babylon.
Okay.
And Babylon is no more. It's now covered in sand, and they're trying to, dig it up for what reason. I don't know why. But it's just all about greed and the principles of money and how to establish wealth.
So give me an example.
So it was basically, there's 7 principles to having wealth. But the basics is you should be saving 10% of everything you make ever to compound that money for your future generations.
Oh, okay.
So if you're making, say you make $10,000 a month, I'm just using even numbers here, but your bills are $7,000 a month. This guy in one of the parables was just talking about how, 100% of my money is mine. He's like, no, it's not. 70% of your money is this person's and this person's and this person's because you have these bills. So you need to set aside this amount of money to be yours, and then you invest it. And basically it's going back to cash is king.
Oh, I like that. Okay.
And so what I've taken away from this book is you are the smartest person I know, because Stephanie keeps 100% of her money.
I do.
And she spends Travis's money.
Yes.
So she is the richest man in America.
The
richest woman in the world. And I was like, she's on to something here.
Yeah.
And I might need Travis to reread this book because I think he's getting played over here.
He is, because I even gave up doing, I feel like if I ever hit it big in crypto, which is going to happen, I will pay my, my Uncle Sam dollars. But I even talked him into paying my taxes 3 years ago. I have not paid taxes in a while.
Well, and year after year, he gets her tax bill and he's like, you made what? And she's like, don't worry about it. Just pay it.
Yeah.
And somehow he does.
Yes.
So you got a special power over here.
I really
do. And that's why you're my financial advisor. But it's a really good book to make money make sense.
Yeah.
And we live in a world where consumption and greed is king, especially consumption. But there's a lot of power in knowing that you have money and your money making money for you.
Yes, I would agree with that. I think a lot of people live way beyond their means. Mm-hmm. And that's something that I'm really grateful I'm married to the person I'm married to, because my parents are kind of like the total opposite of the richest man in Babylon, to where they don't spend anything. And I'm like, why are you not?
And that's talked about in the
anything?
book. Like, you should enjoy the money you make,
yeah.
but you should enjoy 90% of the money you make. But owning a car that is financed through a bank is not owning a car.
Oh, yeah, that's smart.
Like,
yeah.
You shouldn't be proud of that asset because you don't own it. It's a liability. Mm-hmm. So it's just, it's very...
So it really has changed the way you think about money.
It's changed the way I think about money. I'm surprisingly very conservative in how I spend money. Like, I'm good with how I organize things. And we do save a lot. Right now I'm spending a lot because I got to put a baby in someone's oven.
Yeah.
But I've always been frugal because I remember my parents not ever saving. And so I've always been very like, I'm going to make sure I always have money.
Yeah.
But it's a good, it just reframes the way you think of it. It's a really good book. So I bought 3 more copies that I'm giving to 3 different friends.
Oh,
and
do they are these friends that you feel like need it, or
no?
just
I don't
that you
think
like?
I don't think they need it necessarily, but I think it will. They're friends that are making a good amount of money that I think reading this book will reframe the way that they look at that money and how they spend that money.
This is so interesting. I went to Oregon with Travis during the summer, during our world tour vacations. And he was telling me about some friends he had in high school. And he said it was so crazy because out of high school, one of my, not closest friends, but a good friend of mine's dad, I think he had a furniture company or something. And he said, and I don't know if it was on the up and up like it should have been, but he said everybody that worked there, like this guy, all of his closest friends started working there, like 3 or 4 of them, and they were all, and at that time, I mean, Travis is in his 50s now, so that was a while ago. They were making over $100,000, and he was like, back then, that's a lot of money, especially right out of high school. They went to just like working at a furniture store making like $120,000 a year. And he was like, I was so jealous of them. And I really wanted to work there. And my mom and dad were like, no, you don't. Like, there's something not right. No, just do like this harder path. And this is not what you want. And he said back then they were making so much money, they couldn't even spend it. So they were living this like crazy life, just always like out bottle service, buying and doing whatever they wanted, just like throwing money out the window because they didn't have any financial literacy and they felt like it was always going to be there. And he said, and that lasted for, I think, like 3 or 4 years. And then something happened and the whole thing got shut down. So I do think maybe it was like funneling money or the dad was just spending way too much and not being financially savvy himself. And he was like, it's so funny because now, all these years later, they're not where they were back then. Like they will never get that, they'll never meet that. And he was like, and they're almost like not, everyone's kind of doing better than them now because it came so easy to them. And then you expect things to just come so easy to you because it was just given, right? It's kind of interesting. I think that's how life is. I mean, even with housewives, like I was making a lot of money and I had no bills to pay because my husband paid everything. I really didn't spend, I would say I probably spent, how much do you think? Like maybe 30% of what I made.
Yeah.
Probably 30%.
And really no one on your cast. There's one person in particular that I think about who was not making a lot of money before Housewives.
Yeah.
And like that was their big paycheck. And they were very smart with their money.
Yeah, I would say you're probably
Everyone
talking about
was,
Leanne, but I feel like everybody was really, and and you know what? She did not go below, buy new cars, everything else. Like
she
I
bought
agree.
a new car, but it was like
it
a
wasn't
pre-owned.
anything crazy. Yeah.
I think everyone was very smart with their money. Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. I don't think we had a cast where people were just blowing left and right.
I remember whenever I first opened Mr. Mister, like the first check came in and I was like, oh.
Yeah.
And then I was like, okay, that might not be real. So we're going to just like sit for a minute. And I let it kind of pile up the first year. And I was like, okay, this is a little more consistent. But I made sure that I was like, this is actually real first before I do anything with this.
Yeah.
And then the second year when I was 24, I was like, okay, we're making good money. We're going to enjoy it. But we're only going to enjoy it for a year. And so I got myself a really nice apartment in a high-rise building downtown, bought myself a Range Rover. I was buying myself designer clothes, but I was like, we only have a year. And then I was like, after this year, we're buying a house and we're being smart with our money. But I was like, I'm 24. We're going to YOLO for a minute.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe that getting support is wise, yet 74% say that society discourages people from doing so. And I find that very interesting because I feel like for so long, the stigma around therapy has often been that it's so expensive, but that is really where BetterHelp comes into play. BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists worldwide with the largest online therapy platform and have served over 6 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp's therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the US. BetterHelp does the initial matchmaking work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you do is fill out a short questionnaire to help identify your needs and preferences, and their over 12 plus years of experience and industry leading match fulfillment rate mean that they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your match, you can switch to different therapists at any time from their tailored recommendations. Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/weeklydose. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weeklydose. Some of the best summer pieces are the ones you end up wearing on repeat. They're comfortable, versatile, and somehow right for every occasion. That is why I love Quince. They make elevated essentials with premium materials like European linens, organic cottons, and washable silks without the traditional retail markup. We have been very loud and proud about how much we love Quince on this show. I'm actually wearing their jeans right now. I love their t-shirts, but when I tell you their underwear is so silky soft, you have to try it to fully understand what I'm talking about. Every single thing I have ordered from Quince, I had absolutely loved. And they're expanding into other verticals now too. They have caviar, they have couches, they have you name it. They've got their bedding. I've heard is incredible. I haven't ordered it, but I have heard their bedding is incredible, and I can testify everything I have bought from Quince I've absolutely loved. Ooh, including their denim. Quince also has beautiful 14 karat gold jewelry that adds subtle finishing touches. Simple hoops and dedicated chains make the most effortless outfits feel very intentional. Everything at Quince is priced 50 to 80% less than similar brands. And fun fact, if you scroll on a product to the lower half of their website, they'll show you who makes a similar product and what they're charging to really reinstate the fact that you're getting a great deal at Quince. Make your summer wardrobe feel easier. Go to quince.com/weeklydose for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. That's QUINCE.com/weeklydose for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/weeklydose. Summer is here, and I am, no surprise to everyone, a little behind on getting my summer body ready, but Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet has me covered, so I'm not worried about it. While you might set goals for swimsuit season, lose weight, exercise more, eat better, it's hard to achieve them without a plan. That is why, for me, Prolon's 5-day fasting mimicking diet is my secret weapon. Prolon gives you a science-backed, structured approach to targeting fat loss, supporting lean muscle, and resetting your metabolism so you can look and feel the most confident all summer long. Prolon is a plant-based nutrition program featuring soups, snacks, beverages, all designed to nourish your body while keeping it in a fasting state, triggering cellular rejuvenation and renewal. So you are eating, but your body thinks you're fasting. And Stephanie and I have done this multiple times. When I tell you there is so much food in this box, some days I'm like, can I finish all this? But the problem is it's so good, and you do have to eat it to hit those triggers in your body to say, yeah, we're fasting, even though you're not. I won't tell you exactly how much weight I've lost when I've done Prolon, but I can tell you I was shocked. And it really is one of the only things that has actually worked for me. Ready for your own reset? For a limited time, Prolon is offering Weekly Dose of BS listeners 15% off site-wide plus a $40 bonus gift when you subscribe to their 5-day program. Just visit prolonlife.com/weeklydose. That's prolonlife.com/weeklydose to claim your 15% discount and your bonus gift. prolonlife.com/weeklydose.
Yeah.
And now here we are being financially responsible.
You know, it is a lot easier to be financially responsible if you have more than enough. But I remember, I had a house. What's so crazy is I remember being in Tulsa before I met Travis, and I was able to buy a house like working in the social service field. Mm-hmm. Now, mind you, I did have 2 jobs. So it wasn't like I was, because I wanted a house. So I worked like 40 hours a week at, you know, my regular job, and then I worked at a homeless pregnancy shelter in the evenings on the weekends. Because I had this goal of wanting a house. But back then you could buy a house, and I really feel like you could have the American dream. It was really within your grasp.
Yeah.
If you made under $50,000 a year, I think you could still have it. Now I don't know if that's the case. I just feel like everything is very, very different. And I see a lot of people on TikTok, and it makes me really sad because a lot of them are like, the American dream is just not, it's something that I had to give up. Like, I don't think I'll ever be able to own a house because I can't, my rent's so high and I don't live in anything nice, even anything even that nice, but my rent's so high, I just can't even save for, so I don't know.
Which is true.
Yeah.
And there are options. Like there is a lot of really great income restricted housing in Dallas.
Yeah.
There's gorgeous new builds that I have people ask all the time. They're like, hey, can I go see this? I'm like, we can, but you make too much money. Like if you make over $80,000 a year, you will not be able to get this home because you make too much money because it's income restricted. But it's like it's a reasonable price on a house. It's like $300,000 for a new build. That makes sense. But you're not going to live in a desirable area. So it's.
You know what I did? I bought a house. It was a 3-bedroom house, and I had 2 roommates. I had my aunt, because she was divorced, and my sister. And when I say those people paid like 80% of my mortgage, and it was still really cheap for them. But my cousin did it away. At the time, I was like, what? You're doing what? But he graduated college and had rented for like 3 or 4 years. And he was like, this is stupid. I'm just throwing my money away. And he moved back home with his parents for 2 or 3 years for the sole reason of, and he did not go, he was the most frugal person in the world. He did not go out, hardly do anything. Because he was like, I'm saving money to buy a house. And the only way that I can, save enough money and do what I need to do is to move home and just save every single dollar I can. And when I say that man had his house paid off in 5 years, like it was, like bought a house, nothing fancy. But anyways, if you're one of those people that needs the American dream and you like your parents enough, I don't know. But I love that. I love that because I think especially in Dallas, it's easy. Like I'll go out to, like, for example, I'll go out to Catch Steakhouse. I went there last week, 2 weekends ago with Travis just to have a drink and an appetizer. And the amount of young people I see there just people blow money in this town. It's kind of crazy.
They do.
They blow money.
I'm glad I gave myself that year. Because I don't get like a thrill off of buying a Louis Vuitton bag anymore. Like that doesn't, it's fun in the moment when you don't have money. Having money going to buy those things is fun. But then eventually it's like, okay, it's just another bag. Like it loses its luster. But Dallas is a very showy city.
There is one ring that I'm going to buy myself. And it's going to be my girl, you did good this year ring. And I have a little fund saved for it. It's not even that. I mean, it's expensive. It's expensive.
What is
it's
it?
A little Van Cleef ring.
Oh.
And it's not even a popular one. Like, it's not one of the but I think it's real cute.
Is it the double one?
Yeah, the one that turns in. It's like the lotus.
Yes.
It like turns into. It's like a transformer. Anyway, it's really cool. I tried it on a long time ago. Love it. And that ring I'm going to buy myself, but only if certain things happen in my life. So I have like a little goal.
This episode is sponsored by BetterHelp. BetterHelp's 2026 State of Stigma report surveyed 2,000 Americans and revealed that 85% of Americans believe that getting support is wise, yet 74% say that society discourages people from doing so. And I find that very interesting because I feel like for so long, the stigma around therapy has often been that it's so expensive, but that is really where BetterHelp comes into play. BetterHelp has over 30,000 therapists worldwide with the largest online therapy platform and have served over 6 million people globally. And it works with an average rating of 4.9 out of 5 stars for a live session based on over 1.7 million client reviews. BetterHelp's therapists work according to a strict code of conduct and are fully licensed in the U.S. BetterHelp does the initial matchmaking work for you so you can focus on your therapy goals. All you do is fill out a short questionnaire to help identify your needs and preferences, and their over 12 plus years of experience and industry-leading match fulfillment rate mean that they typically get it right the first time. But if you aren't happy with your match, you can switch to different therapists at any time from their tailored recommendations. Don't let stigma stand in the way of support. Start therapy with BetterHelp. Sign up and get 10% off at betterhelp.com/weeklydose. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/weeklydose.
I think what I took away from this book too is I want to start putting money into things that that will appreciate for my kids.
Yeah.
Like our house. Like that's something that's an appreciating asset. A car's not an appreciating asset. Well, it depends on the car.
Yeah.
But in my situation, not really. So just stuff like that, I want to like shift where we spend our money to make sure that I'm doing right for my children.
I love it.
I know.
I love it. I'm glad you read that book. Travis is so excited. We actually came to record the podcast yesterday, and somebody, I'm not mentioning names, got the date mixed up. So we went and sat in on one of my husband's meetings, and because Trey was like, oh, I'm going to tell him about the book. Where was I going with this?
I don't know, but we walked into this meeting, and she was like, oh, I'm supposed to be here for the da-da. And I was like, okay. And then we walked into a whole ass meeting.
Yeah, and we killed it.
And they were like, what are you doing here? And Stephanie was like, well, I'm fabulous, and he's gay, so we're qualified. And we just sat down and gave our opinions. I think we made faces more than we said things, but they heard.
All knew.
They heard.
All knew. They all knew. But yes, but there was a reason I said that. I don't know why, because my world left me. But anyways, life is good. My kids started school.
Oh, thank God.
Yes.
I was not ready for the school zones to go back into effect and the school traffic. Like, I got to be home now by 3:00.
It's horrible.
Otherwise, it's a mess out there.
It's horrible. So, yeah, I have both kids in school now, which is kind of great. And then, so now but I realized that in 2 years, I'm going to have nothing to do. Like, I'm going to really have to find a job or do something, because once Chance starts driving, like he's driving right now, made my life 10 times easier, right? Because I have only one carpool. And then, but I'm like, when Cruz starts driving, I'm done. I'm done for. I've been watching TikToks of all these moms dropping their kids off to college, and I cry every time. Anyways,
I have a friend that just did that, and she's not doing well.
No, it's horrible.
She's having a really bad time.
It's a horrible. I start crying thinking about it. But
I feel like you're gonna tear up right now.
It's really not. I'm not okay. So now I've been going out a lot more, just kind of having fun with Travis, and I did see something that I think I sent Trey, because I was like, this is so true, it is. Where the National Health Institute found that most Americans get the majority of their exercise while drunk. Activities like stumbling from one bar to another, yes, constituted the most exercise performed by Americans in an average week. And I was thinking about you and all your friends and how skinny y'all are. Well, most of you guys are. Yes, you all are.
I don't go out anymore. Like, really,
but when you went out, wasn't it crazy? Like, I remember being in college and never, ever having to. Well, also, your metabolism's really high.
Well, and just the way that I remember I used to think it was, 1:45. I'm like, I could walk home.
Yes.
Why would I? What? No, I would never do that. And that's why alcohol's bad.
No, because it really makes you think
that you're athletic, and I'm not.
Well, one time I did walk home, and I had a whole van full of people pray for me. Not by choice, but because my boyfriend at the time got real drunk and left me at the bar. It was horrible. And then I broke up with him shortly after, because I was like, if a group of strangers at 1:45 think I need Jesus to be in this relationship.
Why are they out at 1:45 a.m.?
And they had their kids with them too.
This is odd.
Anyways, I mean, you have to be a really good child of God to pick up a girl that probably looked like a stripper on the side of the road at 1:45 a.m. with my shoes off. I was like carrying my shoes, which is normal. Even sober Stephanie at 1:45 would be carrying her shoes, doing the walk of shame. Probably 2 miles. I could have been killed.
Oh my goodness.
2 miles.
Yeah, I don't know if it's drunk people or homeless people. Probably, a collaboration of the both. But we have had an issue with people shitting everywhere all over Dallas, like on the sidewalk. There is have you seen this?
No, because I walk the Katy Trail, that's it.
Well, the Katy Trail's not exempt from that. There are
I
piles
would think it
of
was
human
dogs.
shit.
How do you know it's human?
Because it looks a little, it's a Doberman. But there was a girl that I saw. This was a couple weeks ago. It was like 5 o'clock, and I went to my dry cleaner to get something. And in that same shopping strip is a bar. And there was a girl on the sidewalk. She was just like laying there on her phone. And I was like, "Are you all right?" And she was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm just waiting for my friends." And I was like, "Okay." And
Wait, she was on the sidewalk? Like
laying down.
there. Okay.
Yeah, and out the bottom of her dress was shit. And it followed all the way to the bar door. And I was like, "You should move."
That's why you lose so much weight when you're drunk.
Maybe so.
But do you remember, I remember going to college and party, I think because you dance a lot too, right? And I am a horrible dancer. But I remember coming home that night and just, eating Whataburger or whatever we did back in the Stillwater days. And then the next day I would wake up and I'd be so sore. And I'm like, what did I do? Obviously, I was exercising. That is obviously, that was my exercise, yeah. Anyways, I thought that was very interesting because I'm like, I could see that. I really, yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, that's not how I want to get my exercise.
We'll talk about this in the next one. But I'm telling you, last week, I was never more concerned about myself.
Oh.
And I lost a lot of weight, but not on purpose. Not on purpose. Okay, thank you guys so much for listening and supporting. You can follow me at Steph Hollman on Instagram and TikTok.
You can follow me at Trey_Stewart. You can follow our podcast at BS the Podcast, and you can watch us on YouTube at Weekly Dose of BS. Bye.
Yay Media Group.